Tonight's Dean Obidala Show. I am Dean Obidala. My show is live on SiriusXM channel 127, Progress, Wednesday, August 5th. Big day, 90 days into the most important election of our lives. Is it remarkable? In 90 days, it will be here. And the choice between Donald Trump and Joe Biden cannot be more clear. If you need another reason to pick Joe Biden, at least Joe Biden can say the word Yosemite. Donald Trump, if you don't know this, I'll play the clip on my show. Instead of saying Yosemite yesterday, he pronounced it Yosemites. Twice, Yosemites. Considering Jews and Arabs are both Semitic, I don't think he likes either group. Having a white supremacist like Donald Trump go Yosemites, kind of scary. On a much more serious note, every day I say stay angry, and Donald Trump gives us a reason every single day to stay angry. Today he went on Fox News, where like usual he lied. But now he lied about something that's about life and death, and worse, about the life and death of your children, of our children, as well as our teachers. He went on Fox News and said today, children, quote, are almost immune from this disease, close quotes. Donald Trump literally said that children are almost immune from this disease. That is a lie. Children are not immune from this disease. In fact, the latest estimates are around 241,000 children have contracted COVID-19 since March. In fact, some estimates are actually higher, closer to 300,000 have known contracted it. In Florida alone, 23,000 children under 17 have contracted it. 246 were hospitalized. There's also complications such as what looks like the Kawasaki syndrome, which is inflammation of arteries, especially around the heart, which could cause long-term damage. And in New York alone, there are about 300 cases of this because it's a new virus. So we don't know everything about it. That's the truth. And here's the worst part. The CDC said, as of 2 weeks ago, according to CDC, 228 children have now died from this virus. Almost immune? 228 have died. Thousands and thousands have been hospitalized. Well, Donald Trump is misleading you. He's misleading you, and he actually said why today. He said, and the Democrats don't want to open schools because they think it'll hurt Republicans politically. As we know, Donald Trump just projects. So Donald Trump, in his view, is telling you, keeping schools closed while your children might get sick, and yes, some might die, it's a sacrifice for Trump so he can win on November 3rd, 2020. That's literally what the man is saying. Now, and a new poll came out today. Only 36% of parents, just it, 36% believe schools should open full-time in person. But here's the partisan breakdown of this. Only 13% of Democrats think schools should open. Less than about 40% of independents. But of Republicans, listen to this. 68% of Republicans believe schools should open fully. And that's because of one person, Donald Trump, misleading them. Here's the hard reality. If you believe Donald Trump over the doctors about your children's health, you should not be a parent. You should not be the person in charge of those children because you're a danger to your own children. That's the reality. That's what we live in. Donald Trump has misled Americans to believe. That's why there's partisan divide. It's stunning. But Donald Trump doubles down on it, triples down on it. And today, I mean, in fact, his campaign is now clearly threefold. One is COVID-19 is going great, even though only 35% of Americans think it is. And again, about that same number support rushing to open the schools. That's Trump's real base, about 35% of Americans. That's the reality. Second thing is about white supremacy. Today on Fox News, he smeared Black Lives Matter as a Marxist group. He called them a Marxist group twice. And then he attacked the black players who took a knee at the NBA game. So let's just sum up here. Donald Trump doesn't like black people protesting peacefully, nor does he want black people to take a silent knee. What Donald Trump wants as a white supremacist is black people to be silent, to just do what he wants. And the same thing for the allies of the black community who want equality in this country. But specifically, as a white supremacist as he is, he wants black people to be silent. What other forms of freedom of expression are there? You can't do something silently, and you can't do something loudly. There's nothing left. You know, I had Mary Trump on yesterday, and you can watch some of the clips on my Twitter account. She made a great point that Donald Trump does not say racist things because he's trying to attract racists. Donald Trump says racist things because he is a white supremacist. And why our media does not call it out directly is beyond me. Instead, they use terms like racially tinged. No, he's a racist. You know it, we know it. Stop playing games. And the third part of Donald Trump's campaign is this, and we heard it again today on Fox News. The economy might be bad. The economy might be bad now, but think about how great it was 8 months ago. Remember then? That's his plea. That's his plea to millions of. There are right now 30 million Americans collecting some form of unemployment. 30 million, and his plea to them is: remember when the economy was good, so reelect me. First of all, Donald Trump did not create the economy that was good. He inherited it from Barack Obama. There's no doubt about that. Second, look at the numbers. They're getting worse. The last 2 weeks, we've seen an uptick in unemployment filings. It had been going down, but 2 weeks ago, 1.4 million. Last week, 1.43 million people filed for unemployment. Overall unemployment, 11%, slightly over 11%. Black unemployment, 15.4%. Hispanic at 14.5%. And the economy last quarter, as we learned last week, contracted by 32% on an annual basis. That is the biggest contraction in our nation's history. So does Donald Trump have a plan to revive our economy? No, he doesn't. Just like he has no plan with COVID-19 other than lies and denial. That's his plan. Let's be blunt. Forget politics. Some of these jobs are not coming back. It's not about turning on the faucet. Maybe that would have been the case if Donald Trump did the right thing and we closed down in March for 2 to 3 weeks, everything, maybe 4 weeks. Then like Europe, we could be reopened now primarily, mostly as they are in Europe. Instead, he didn't. Here's the reality, and I'll share more details on my show tonight. According to Market Watch, 55% of the businesses that use Yelp, 55%, or 72,000 say they're never reopening. These are primarily restaurants and bars. According to a Harvard study, and this is even worse, this is new, they estimate nearly 110,000 small businesses across the country have closed permanently. And to give you some context, small businesses account for 44% of our economy. So you take out over 110,000 businesses, you've got a lot of pain. And state by state breakdown, California, Texas, Florida, New York, Illinois have seen the worst of this, and we've seen layoffs. And not layoffs in March or April, I mean now. And these are much more permanent type layoffs. We're talking about just announced in July 24th in Texas. Schimmelberg said they're laying off 21,000 people. Daimler, which is owner of Mercedes-Benz, 30% of its global workforce. July 21st, Tailored Brands, the parent company of Men's Warehouse, Joseph A. Banks, said they're laying off 20% of their employees and closing 500 stores. American Airlines, 25,000 employees, 15,000, another 2,500 at JCPenney and more. And stores are closing. This is not temporary layoffs. These are millions of jobs that are lost. So I ask you very simply, especially you Trump supporters, what is Donald Trump's plan to create new jobs? Because if these places gone, you can't just go back to your job. It's gone. There's no job there. You have to create new jobs. And what's Donald Trump's plan? As he said today, it was great in February. That's not a plan. America's changed. Lying and denial are not a plan. Now, the contrast is Joe Biden does have a plan. Joe Biden talked about it in June. We'll play a clip to remind you. A $2 trillion infrastructure plan focused on our climate, and it will create, the estimate is 5 to 10 million new jobs. Where is Donald Trump's plan to create even one job? He's got none. It's turn the faucet back on and everyone gets their job back. That's not happening. The Federal Reserve told Trump last week, he told all of us, but I think Trump especially, our economy is dependent on controlling COVID-19. He does nothing but deny and lie. So our economy cannot reopen. We're having more layoffs. And we're going to get new unemployment numbers tomorrow and the jobs report for July on Friday. You might see it getting slightly better, but keep in mind, from the Great Recession, we had 10% unemployment. It took 6 years to get back to a more semblance of unemployment levels that were more acceptable, 4.5%, 5%. 6 years. And there were jobs plans involved. Trump's got no jobs plan. Nothing, folks. At least Joe Biden does. And maybe Biden should do a better job getting out there, sharing that with our fellow Americans, because that is the key to this election. Poll after poll shows Americans 15 to 17% more believe Joe Biden can handle COVID-19 better. We all know that. The only question is the economy. He's neck and neck with Donald Trump, Joe Biden. Joe Biden should make the case. I've got a plan. Here's my plan. Here's the jobs we'll create. And what's Trump's plan? Lies and denial. That's not a plan. That's a recipe for long-term unemployment and great pain. Trump today, NASDAQ hit a new high. Do you know what percentage of Americans own the stock market? 85% of our stock market's owned by the top 10% of this country. Yes, Trump's friends, he plays golf with it at his exclusive country club. Things are great. Working class Americans, lower class Americans, it's very hard. It was hard before this. Now it's worse. Trump's got no plan. Remember that. We'll talk about that and more on my show tonight, live 6 to 9 p.m., channel 127 on Sirius XM. Thanks for tuning into my little preview.